Mrs. Kohanov's grammar lesson, take one.
Hi guys! Alright, this week we're going to do clauses. And you should turn to page 111 of your grammar book if you haven't already done that. Pause to turn there now. Clauses, I'm going to read through it with you. A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate. There's two kinds of clauses. There's an independent clause, which means it can be all by itself a sentence, and a dependent clause, which means it can't quite be a sentence by itself. Remember that rule about you can't have because at the beginning of a sentence? What they really meant to tell you was that you can't have because at the beginning of a sentence unless it has another clause sentence with it. And we'll take a look at a couple of examples like that. So go through, please, read the skill reminder with me. Follow along with your finger while I read it. A clause is a group of words that has both a subject and a predicate. Already said that. An independent clause can stand alone and it's a complete sentence. A dependent clause cannot stand alone as a sentence, and their final reminder to you is that a dependent clause often begins with a connecting word like, and they listed several, before, after, because, although, since, and when. And I like to call those teeter-totter words because it needs two sides. It needs the because side of that sentence, that dependent clause, and it needs the other side of the sentence as well. All right, so here's what I would like for you to do, please, is I would like you to do numbers you're going to do numbers 2 through 5, and you're going to, you're going to write the dependent and the independent clause. I'm going to show an example for you, okay? So here's what we're going to do. You have to write the sentence. So the first one is Owen Zabriskie, and you don't have to do number 1. Owen Zabriskie was at bat in the 8th inning. And I'm going to cheat on the word 8th. And I would like you please to underline the dependent clause once and the independent clause once, that's a sentence, and the dependent clause twice. So here we go. Owen Zabriskie was at bat. Could that be a sentence by itself? Yeah, it could. So that is the independent clause. Oopsie. In the 8th inning, could that be a sentence by itself? No, because there's no subject. So we're going to underline that twice. All right? Please stop and do numbers 2 through 5. Do numbers 2 through 5. Pause now and do that. I'm going to erase while you do your work. Okay, now you can check your work. For number 2, fans filled the stadium is the independent part of that sentence. For number 3, the independent part is the crowd stood up. That could be a sentence by itself. For number 4, they saw the ball in her hand. And for number 5, the independent clause is she saw herself on the giant screen. Alrighty. Now, you may go ahead and pause. And next we are going to do page 112. Page 112. All right, on page 112, you are going to, they've given you a list of, they've given you a list of 10 clauses. The first thing you have to do is figure out which 2 clauses can go together, and then you have to put those in order. So, for instance, I look at because Owen wanted the ball, that is going to go together with, If your book does not have all of the clauses lettered, please letter them, starting with A, and it's going to go all the way down to J. I think we have them all done though. So you have to figure out which two clauses go together and then put them in order. So for instance, the first one is because Owen wanted the ball, and it's a little sneaky thing here. Notice that B and because it's capitalized. So that's a hint to me. That's going to be the beginning part of the sentence. So now I've got to find a part that's going to match with that. So because Owen wanted the ball is going to go with he gave Emma brand new equipment for it. So on your slate, you're going to put A, and that matches up with E. All right? You're going to do the rest of those and then see how it works out. Pause the video here and then do that work and then turn it back on to check it. All right, taking a look down below. Oopsie. Taking a look down here, you should have sentence clause G hooked up with clause D, clause I with clause F, clause C with clause B, E with J, and as we said earlier, A with H. Thanks for playing with clauses this week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.